I'm not gonna sit here and bash 2020. We've done that enough. I'm gonna do the unthinkable and uplift 2020. I know. But when 2020 goes low, we go high. Here's a look at some of the best moments from this epic year. All right, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, I do movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, basically let you know if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Tate's Takers, let's see what 2020 had to offer. Get it? Let's see Vision 2020? Ugh, never mind. Now, just so we're clear, I'm not on here picking Oscar winners. I'm not looking at cinematography. I'm not looking at costumes. I'm just giving y'all my personal top 10 movies of the year. In the comments, y'all can let me know your favorites. You could tell me your top 10. I'm just getting this out the way before y'all come for me. Huh? Another thing, 2020 was a rough year for movies. To put in perspective, like my list last year had freaking Joker, Parasite, Avengers Endgame. I mean, we don't got no heavy hitters like that this year, but there's still some things in this thing. So, without further ado, let's get started. But before we do the top 10, I got a couple honorable mentions. First and foremost, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And the only reason it's not in my top 10 is because technically it came out last year, even though I only saw it this year in March. March. Anyway, if y'all see my review on it, y'all know how I felt about it. 5 stars across the board. Easily one of the best foreign films I've ever seen in my life. Just, if you haven't seen it and you like any movies that are awesome, it is that. Next, 2 kid movies. One, Sonic the Hedgehog. And this is probably about 50% because I thought this movie would be terrible, especially after that first trailer. But thanks to the reshoots and Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, it was very well done. 2 is Jingle Jangle The Christmas Journey. What a little treat. What a little treat, 2020. Anyone with a family, or if you don't have a family, this is probably one of the staples in the Christmas movie genre for years to come. Finally, The High Note. And I know for a fact that this movie's not going to be on anyone's top 10 list, but for some reason, I just liked it. Everybody likes Tracee Ellis Ross, but no one spent time on this movie. And I think it was because this was like early in the pandemic. This is like when you didn't know if you had enough toilet paper or like where to get it. I think you can get it now, like anywhere you want. But it was one of the first PVOD movies, so it was like the full $20, and no one was willing to spend $20. Like I did, but that's for you guys. Anyway, this is like a good lighthearted movie. If anyone ever asks me for like a recommendation, something chill to watch, I always say The High Note. And if you like music, because the soundtrack is very dope. The High Note. All right, let's get into this top 10. Number 10, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Life of One Harley Quinn. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, yeah. And don't think that this is just because I'm obsessed with Margot Robbie. I mean, maybe it kind of is because I can't think of a movie that she's in that I don't like. But after Suicide Squad, a lot of people didn't have confidence in Birds of Prey. And I still think people don't really like it. I had a good time with it though. She's now in one of those roles where I can't see anyone else playing Harley Quinn. Like I can't see anyone else playing Thor or Iron Man or Wolverine. It's tough to pull off Harley Quinn, but she just does it. Margot, you could just call me back. I've been calling. Number 9, Palm Springs. Yes, I remember gassing this movie in the summer. 2020 overall was a weird year for comedies. Either we barely got any or the ones that we got were trash. And Palm Springs isn't the funniest movie on earth, but it's unique enough that it doesn't have to rely on the jokes. Like I said before, in a world of remakes and sequels, it was good to see an original concept like this one. Number 8, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. 2020 really be 2020ing just when you had enough 2020. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, of course, is the new release from Netflix starring Viola Davis and the late Chadwick Boseman. This movie was originally a play, and I usually don't like play type movies, but I thought this one was great. I came into it hearing how good of a job that Chadwick did, and I was like, all right, he's gonna be great and probably win an Oscar. But high key, Viola Davis stole the movie. Y'all could cancel me all you want, but I never really seen Viola Davis in a movie that I personally liked her in. Yes, I know she's A-list. Yes, I know she's one of the best in Hollywood, black or white. Just never really been my flavor. But this Ma Rainey, yeah, that's the one. It's based on a play by August Wilson, and Denzel produced this one just like he did Fences. But to me, this was way more entertaining than Fences. Super sad to see how much more talent Chadwick had to share with the world, but it's a good thing art lasts forever. Number 7, Irresistible. I don't know if y'all realize this, but this is actually an election year. I know, it's crazy, but at least it's over now. Oh, they're still counting votes? Okay, almost over? Anyway, we needed a political movie to take the edge off. I know I'm the only nerd with this movie in this top 10, but I don't care. This is the funniest movie I've seen all year. And any movie that could bring me to tears is good with me. Jon Stewart is a genius, and he needs to make more movies. If people don't start to look at how ridiculous some of our systems are and laugh at themselves in the process, we can't move forward as a nation. Steve Carell is an icon, and Rose Byrne has my heart. Relax, Margot. It's not like what we have. That's special. Number 6, Da 5 Bloods. Spike Lee's the man, but you really never know what you're gonna get with each movie. So I was already unsure about this one, plus I really don't like war movies. Happy to say I really like this movie. And after 1917, which I also thought was dope, and now this one, which I thought was dope, maybe I'm coming around to war movies. Anyway, this is really good because it's not so much focused on the war, I guess more so like how the war affected them and how it affected each of them differently. It's pretty cool. Again, we have Chadwick Boseman, which is another reminder of like, damn, this shit is sad, but at least we have another piece of art to look back on. Number 5, The Invisible Man. Okay, let me just explain this. This was one of the like 5 movies I got to see in the theaters this year, and I'm 98% sure that changed the whole experience. That was the most stressed out I've been in a movie since Uncut Gems. I don't even think I was breathing except to inhale a nacho or sip some Blue Icy. The movie theaters. Anyway, this movie was surprisingly good, especially after I hated on it after seeing the trailer. But the suspense will be nearly as effective if you're sitting at home watching it and like scrolling TikTok. So if you're planning on watching this movie, do it right. Just put your phone down. Number 4, the 40-year-old version. Quick shout out again to Netflix. They really just kept the ball rolling for us in the pandemic. I tell y'all all the time, it goes like healthcare workers, teachers, and then people that work at Netflix. If they in the airport after the armed military personnel, they need to let the people that work at Netflix board, and so they can use the overhead storage. You deserve it. 40-year-old version was another sleeper that Netflix released with a refreshing original story. Great acting, great cast, unique black and white film, and it was actually pretty funny too. If you're looking for something to watch and you haven't seen this one, I always recommend it. Shout out to Rada Blank for bringing one home for the culture. Respect. Number 3, The Gentleman. We got another theater movie here. Guy Ritchie brought us this one in the beginning of the year, 2020 BC, before COVID. I'm sure when I was watching this in the theater, I would have never guessed it would be on my top 3 of 2020, but COVID be COVIDing. I actually rewatched it this month because I bought it. Yes, I'm one of the few people who still buys movies. Anyway, it holds up. This movie is carried by the story, the dialogue, and mostly the cast. Now, I'm as big a fan of up-and-coming actors as the next guy, but sometimes you just need that good old-fashioned star-studded cast. Like, Ocean's 11 is a great movie, but it's leveled up because of all the heavy-hitter actors. This is the same way. Got Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant, Jeremy Strong, Charlie Hunnam, the hunk from Crazy Rich Asians. We need movies like this. I wouldn't even call myself a Guy Ritchie fan. This was just super well done. I'm not sure where this would land in a normal year of movies, but I like to think it will still be in the top 10. Number 2, His House. Literally no one's gonna believe that I hate horror movies, especially when they see this at number 2. I really do, but I like to rate movies for what they are. So for a horror, thriller, suspense, this movie is elite. I can't just say because I got scared by the movie, it ain't top 10. It did what it was supposed to do. I gotta show love for that. Beyond scaring me into 30 to 45 minutes of Cartoon Network after the movie was over, it's a great lesson into the actual horrors that many asylum seekers go through in real life. I would have never known what the hell was going on over there if it wasn't for this movie. If you're into horrors, check this one out on Netflix. If you're not into horrors, check this one out on Netflix, but also just watch some cartoons when it's over. Number 1. No, not that Soul. Soul. All right, Disney, you win. At the end of a crazy 2020, you just come through and drop one of your best Pixar movies to date. Let's talk about it. To be fair, I doubt this gets to number 1 in a normal year, but here we are. Still a great movie and still way too damn deep for kids. And that makes sense because the director, Pete Docter, he's the same dude that made Up, which is another movie that's super sad and way too heavy for kids, and Inside Out, which I kept thinking about while watching Soul. Another movie, way too heavy for kids, way too deep for kids. I don't know how they understand these things. I guess they know the parents are going to the movies and they're just like, all right, here's a head start about talking to your kids about death. You're welcome. Okay? But this movie's dope. Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey are two people that could do no wrong in my eyes. Also, random, was I the only person that was expecting Will Smith to be the voice of Muhammad Ali? Anyway, even though I think this movie is way too deep for kids, I guess at least it's still a cool way for parents to talk to them about life and death without being so creepy and morbid. Overall, it's just good to finally get a movie that people universally love and doesn't have any controversy around it. Wait, this just in? We're getting some live hate on Soul. Huh. All right, what's the beef? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, that's what they said? Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about it. All right. Zippy doo da day. Apparently people are upset that Joe, the first black lead in a Pixar movie, turns into that green blob, aka his soul, further continuing the trope of black characters being turned into animals. Okay. Personally, I think that the black man Joe gets a lot of screen time, but whatever. Then people are mad that instead of focusing on Joe, we see this black man that's more interested in helping this white woman find her purpose. But she's just a soul. Not a white soul, not a black soul, just a soul. Then they're calling it blackface because this white soul goes into the black body. I can't. Is it 2021 yet? The directors of Soul literally called in black creatives at the studio and other black consultants to make sure that they avoided all black stereotypes. And still, here we are. Anyway, beyond all that swirl, I personally think it's a great movie that teaches us the important lesson to value the lives that we have. And what better a time to learn a lesson like that than 2020. Anyway, that's a wrap for this year. I just want to give a huge shout out to every single subscriber, every like, every comment, every share. I never would have thought I would get to 2,000 subscribers in my first year on YouTube, but here we are because of y'all. Y'all rock with me for this year, and I'm gonna continue to grind for y'all. So let's see where we can go next year. 2020 was crazy. Let's try to make sure 21's a winner. Get it? 21 a winner? Like blackjack? Ugh, never mind. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.